So Todd, you come at this from the security perspective. If we were to do this, how would we even make vaccine passports happen? But I feel like we have to talk about the politics of it at the start. President Biden has already said there's not going to be a national plan for vaccine passports, but other countries are doing it. Is Biden going the wrong way on this?
Thanks for having me, Emily, on Bloomberg Technology. Okta, as you mentioned, we have over 10,000 customers, and we help our customers connect their technology, their apps and services with their customers. So we know a lot about what it takes to get things online, and more importantly, what it takes to integrate things that are online together. And with the vaccine, we all know that getting as many people vaccinated as possible is a key to returning to normal and beating this virus. And we've developed the technology with the amazing breakthroughs to develop the vaccines here in the United States. Now we need to get online with this status of vaccination so we can help businesses and governments, local people operating at a local level, help them understand who's vaccinated and who's not, so we can safely get back to normal. You mentioned the federal level. I understand it. People are in the United States. The previous guest you had on was talking about federalism, which is very important, the dividing between the federal rights and the states' rights. We totally agree with that. And we don't think the federal government should go to the extent of creating some central massive vaccine status database, but they could go a long way towards setting the standards, both the de facto standards on how things should look and what kind of data should be stored, to the technical standards on how different groups could come up with a online vaccine status system. And then that could be trusted by users, and it could be trusted by organizations, whether you're going to a basketball game or you're going back to work, something we're very interested in at Okta, getting our employees back into the office when it's appropriate, whether you're anything from local level all the way to states trying to make sure their state employees and their citizens are vaccinated. So I think if we get standardization at the federal level, along with implementation of this technology at the local level, it would be a magical combination.
So if we were to do something like that, where would we even start? I mean, it seems like such a massive undertaking, given where we are right now, is carrying around these vaccine cards. Where would we start in terms of building this database, and how would we make it secure?
Well, we're already starting. You're seeing the state of California recently announced that we have a simple online, basically it's an online copy of your paper card. So California is doing it one way, different states are doing it different ways. Different companies and different organizations are doing it inconsistently. So I think the federal government could start by saying, here's how it should work. Not storing any information centrally at the federal level, but here's how it should work. Here's the types of information that you need. Vaccinated, yes or no. Simple name, right? Not a lot of extensive medical history. But if you just standardize what kind of information, what it looked like, what it was appropriate to be used for, and then let people implement to that standard. So then the state of California or your local government or your company could implement an online system that collected that information from a various amount of wherever source they could get it from, secured it. We know how to secure these things. The whole world is moving online. So we have the security technologies,
right?
And we have to make this happen to get past this pandemic.
Now, you and I have talked a lot about remote work and flexibility over the last year. I know that Okta is taking a more flexible approach, but as people start to return to the office, are you starting to see the benefits of that yet? And is it impacting, where you want the future to be for your company, as so many companies are trying to figure out what to do?
Yeah, it is a dynamic and really uncharted territory. We figured out how to work remotely like the whole world did. Now we're figuring out how to combine the best of both worlds, the in-person experience, the collaboration and the richness that provides, with the benefits and the flexibility of being remote. So our underlying principle here is choice. We want to make sure that we trust our employees to do what's right for them. We trust them to know what it takes to be effective in their job, what it takes to be effective with their team, and make the right choice, whether it's working from home, whether that's coming to the office partially, doing a staggered schedule. So the first thing is about choice. And then on top of that, you have to ensure safety. So this is where we really are confronted with this challenge of knowing who's vaccinated and who's not. So we would benefit from this kind of standardization of a way to verify this. So what we've done is we've said, hey, to be in the office, you have to be vaccinated. We went with the honor system about attesting to that yourself. And that gives the choice of people that aren't vaccinated to stay home and work from home. And the people that are and want to benefit from that in-person environment, they can take advantage as well.
Now, last month, Okta completed its biggest acquisition ever, buying Auth0, $6.5 billion. We've been having this big sort of high-level conversation about big tech antitrust, but mostly from a consumer perspective. And I wonder if you have thoughts on it from an enterprise perspective. For example, you compete with Microsoft, to a lesser extent with Google. Should Microsoft be part of these big tech antitrust conversations? And what should be happening in the enterprise software debate, where the leaders have often gotten a pass because there are so many competitors?
There's definitely a battle going on. In our industry, it's a battle for neutrality and choice and independence, or a battle to be locked into some of these other big platforms that you mentioned. We believe that it's very critical that your identity stack, your identity platform, needs to be independent of any other platform. It shouldn't come as part of your email. It shouldn't come as part of your collaboration software. It shouldn't come as part of your infrastructure software. It should give you choice, because ultimately identity is securely connecting you to all of the other technologies. So by having your identity system be independent and neutral, it gives you that flexible linchpin to jump off into any other technology you need to make your business successful. So we feel very strongly about this. And it's why you see us in our products and how we build the company, build this choice and flexibility in from the very core.